Hello, good afternoon. Fix my tie here. Welcome to another edition of Claim Your Justice Facebook Live. Today we're going to be talking about motorcycle accidents again. We've had a couple series on motorcycle accidents, and today we're going to be talking about motorcycle accidents that happen when there's a group, whether it's two motorcyclists or more, and there's an accident and some of the issues involved in those type of situations. You can contact us regarding yourself, friend, family, coworker who was seriously injured in a accident by reaching out to us at claimyourjustice.com or 847-434-3555. That's Claim Your Justice. We're here to help you and protect the rights of injured people and make sure they receive the compensation that they're entitled to. And today we are again joined by Jessica from my office. She helps with many of the tasks handling client communications and insurance communications. And Jessica, I already did the introduction about motorcycle accidents today, so why don't you go in and start with your first question?
Okay. You can hear me good?
I can hear you just fine, thanks.
All right. First question, when a motorcyclist is driving by him or herself.
Jessica, you froze. So Jessica and I prepared for the video. There you are. You froze. Start the question again.
Okay.
Pretty funny looking face. That'll be funny for we'll try and leave that on the cutting room floor.
Okay, I'll repeat the question. When a motorcyclist is driving by him or herself or in a group, and an accident is caused because of an improperly marked construction site, what claims do the injured motorcyclists have?
Okay, that's a good question. So frequently, when there's a construction site, you could have two targets at least two targets. The first target would be the city. So frequently the city will undertake some road work themselves without contracting it out to a separate contractor. They have public works departments, they have small construction crews, they have building departments. So if you're involved in an accident and your target is only the city, that would be the person you're looking to be liable for the personal injuries. And then the other target would be if the city, municipality, county, state, whatever the agency is that contracts it out, hires a separate private contractor, construction company, we've all seen them out on the roadways, then there would be another target to pursue for your claims. That's generally the easier target. Go ahead, what's next?
Okay. Can you remind us again about what claims we can make against a governmental agency?
Great. So the claims against the governmental agency are similar to claims against a private contractor, and they would be perhaps a negligent design in how the repair is supposed to be done. And what I mean by that is if they're repairing a road, one lane of a road, and they're supposed to merge two lanes into one lane, there's an engineering rule that needs to be followed that the lane merge starts a certain number of feet before the actual lane ends. And if they didn't do that properly according to the rules that govern that type of work, then that'd be one issue. Another one is signage. A lot of times there's not proper signage that's erected so that a person driving, especially when these things are at night, during the day when the sun's shining, it's brighter, it's easier to see signs. But if you don't see the signs, that's a problem. So that's another theory of liability. The state's protection is what's called the Tort Immunity Act. And frequently claims against the state would have shorter statute of limitations. That's number one. That's the amount of time you have to sue. And they're not responsible for certain just basic type of negligence cases. So we'd rather have a private contractor on the job, but I hope that answers your question.
Okay. What about a situation where there are motorcycles driving like as a part of a group of motorcycles, whether it's one or dozens of motorcycles, and maybe like one motorcyclist will lose control of his motorcycle and cause a domino effect so that other motorcycles in the group are injured? Who do we sue?
You could totally see that happening. We see frequently on the roadway groups of motorcyclists out enjoying the day. Sometimes I was in Arizona first week of April, and they had something called Biker Week, and we were driving on the highway. There was some packs of 70 80 motorcycles all driving to this one fantastic destination for bike week. But the good thing is with technology these days, some riders will have a helmet with a GoPro on. Some motorcycles I've seen even have dash cams like you'd see frequently in an Uber or a Lyft vehicle, but they have dash cams behind their windshield to record these things. And so you got to develop the facts. And I get a call from a person who's in a pack of 20, a group of 20 motorcyclists. Someone stopped short, accelerated too fast, lost control, was distracted. I want to make sure that I can get any evidence and develop the facts I can. If there's a GoPro video, a dashboard cam video, that's great. If not, I want to make sure I get the motorcycle we talked about this before. I want to preserve that motorcycle, and I want to talk to as many witnesses as possible to see who's responsible for this accident.
Okay. Keith, we had a case where the police department did an accident reconstruction. Can you tell us about that?
Right, great question. Okay, so I think all of us have had the opportunity in our personal lives to see an accident report. I remember I was in an accident when I was like 16 years old. I took my foot off the brake. I hit the person in front of me and had been driving for less than 2 months or 3 months. And the police officer handed me this accident report. Basic facts. It has name, address, date of birth, maybe a small version about how the accident happened. However, when there's a fatality, on our last fatality case up in southeast Wisconsin, they brought a team of reconstructionists, accident reconstructionists, out to the scene because there's special training. Officers are trained on how to investigate accidents, but only a few officers are trained on how to reconstruct accidents. And they'll draw diagrams with many more factors and reference points so that I know. My neck looks kind of fat out here. I'm looking at this thing. Don't mind the neck. How the accident happened, and they're primarily done in fatality cases where someone passed away, and sometimes they're done when there's large trucking accidents where you see 6, 7, 8 cars, 8 trucks involved in an accident. Then you'll have a reconstructionist come out. I'll get the report, and it's better able to explain how to create liability. One last thing on that reconstruction, I had a case where the state trooper made a simple accident report, and the insurance company said there's no liability, the responsible insurance company. Once I got the reconstruction report, we settled the case for $275,000 because there was so much more information that helped me present the case on behalf of my client, which then helped me make the recovery that my client was entitled to.
All right. And I know you briefly mentioned it, but what is the best way to preserve evidence from this type of accident?
Okay. Pictures. We said it may have been kind of corny. Sometimes a picture is not just worth 1,000 words, but $1 million. And so the best way to preserve it is if a client calls and I say, hey, did you get pictures? And like, of course I didn't get pictures. I was carted off to the hospital in an ambulance. We'll get someone out from our office there to take pictures in the daytime. Also, if it happened at nighttime, but sometimes the pictures during the day will help explain it more. And then we also want to preserve the evidence. I said earlier in this broadcast, I want to make sure I can try and get the motorcycle that's involved in this accident to preserve it, to see if there's any maintenance defects, to see where the first point of impact can be established, see if there's any paint rub off from another motorcycle or another car onto the motorcycle. Once it's destroyed, it's not going to happen. If the car is in a wrecking yard, a body shop, it may be more difficult for me to get that, but it's a goal to get that to preserve the evidence so that I can keep that to establish the case on behalf of our clients. Anything else?
All right. Last one, Keith, with the accident, I'm sorry, when it has like numerous vehicles involved, how do you deal with insurance coverage issues?
Okay, that's a good question, and that's generally beneficial to our clients, so that when we have multiple insurance companies to target, so if there's a group of 5 motorcyclists and our client's in the back of the motorcycle group, let's say, and there's a car in front of those motorcycles that stops short, sudden stop, and then there's a cascading effect of collisions. The fact that I have multiple insurance companies to pursue will tell me generally, or help me get more recovery, more insurance coverage, because I'm more likely to have one of those policies be a higher limit, $1 million limit perhaps. And then there's also sometimes an opportunity to collect from multiple insurance companies, because insurance company number one is 50% responsible, insurance company number two is 25% responsible, insurance company three is another 25% responsible, on a settlement piece that helps me combine the limits so to get a greater recovery for my client. Did you hear that ding?
Yeah.
Is that someone trying to give me the hook to get off for the day? Jess, thanks for helping out today. Anyone listening to this today or in the future, remember you can reach us at claimyourjustice.com. You can reach us at 847-434-3555. Going forward, every now and then, we're going to have another professional come on to this broadcast with us to help answer questions that just affect different aspects of these personal injury cases. Have a great week. Jess, thank you so much, and see everyone soon.
Thank you.